It's worth having. Okay. Put something maybe underneath your bottom if that gives you a little bit of height under the tailbone, which can feel quite nice. Let's do a gentle mudra. So take the first finger and the thumb and press them together, and then place your hands palms up on the top of your knees and close your eyes. So start to bring your attention inwards and notice your breathing, right? Notice the quality of the breath that you are bringing to your practice this morning. And then maybe ask yourself a further question and think, what quality of breath do I want to bring to my practice this morning, right? So you observe what is available, and then you think to yourself, how might I slightly change or adjust or introduce something which could support me better or might feel more appropriate and, just what I need today? I sometimes think when it comes to the breath, sure, we need it to be conscious. We want to be breathing relatively slowly and deeply, but we can also introduce a sort of energy behind the breath. Because the breath is a bit like the thread that weaves through the whole of your practice. So the tonality of it, the undercurrent of energy that it brings with it is something that you can choose. So what energy do you want to weave into your practice this morning? What might feel just the right thing? There's such a spectrum for this, and it's the way you land on what's appropriate is you just feel into your body, right? And stuff will come up, a word will come up, a phrase will come up. You'll know when you're listening what you're feeling like this morning and what's required, right? And for me, it's often the same thing when I practice, particularly for myself. It's really just kindness to self, which is quite a challenging sphere for me. You'll have something different maybe, or maybe you'll land on something similar. And holding the difference and being okay with it is really, really okay, right? It's really okay. It's really important. You do you, I'll do me. So just have in mind that in that phrase, that word that's popped into your head. And as you breathe in and out slowly, just repeat the word to yourself. This is what a mantra would be like, right? Or repeat the phrase to yourself. I want to breathe and support myself with kindness. Whatever yours might be, it might be different. Keeping your eyes shut, release your thumb and your first finger apart. Notice the difference for a moment, just still breathing quietly. The space between the finger and the thumb. The palm that's a little more open. And then ever so gently open your eyes and come back to the room. Amazing. Take your hands a moment actually and just kind of do a little bit of shaky shake, whatever's needed. And then rub them really vigorously so you create quite a lot of heat between the palms, like friction. Like really go for it. It's quite hard work. And then very gently pause and take your warmer hands now and cup your eye sockets with your hands. And I'd like you to feel like when you take your next breath in and out, that you wash the breath up and down through the eyes. And then as you slowly remove your hands, maybe we get to see a little more clearly, right? It's like, whoa, okay, I'll start again. This could be the start point. Bring your hands back to your knees, cupping the top of your knees. Take an inhale, right, and press your chest through your arms. We're going to do seated cat-cow tilts. As you exhale, push your back into a little curve and kind of press into all parts of it. Inhale, lift your chest, feel for expanding your collarbones. As you exhale, curve out, slightly pull back on your knees, feel for the back arching out. Last one, inhale, feel for pressing your chest through the front of your arms. As you exhale, dip back, tucking chin, tucking tail, and then come all the way back to neutral. Really nice. Take your right hand to side of hip. Let's do a simple side bend. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Wrap the shoulder, bend the supporting elbow, and just arc yourself towards that right side of room. Take a really solid 3 breaths where you are introducing the energy that you landed on at the beginning of your pranayama. You know, introducing that energy into the mood almost of this simple pose. Slightly move the head on its axis, open and close the mouth a few times. And then on a sweeping inhale, float your arm all the way across you, sort of cartwheels overhead, it lands on the mat, and you reach your right arm up. Lift up through the side ribs, inhale. Slightly wrapping the shoulder, maybe that sort of motion of release as you reach over yourself. Let your neck go. It's quite interesting doing a side bend straight after another to the other side. You feel the immediate difference, right? One side might be tighter than the other. Be okay with it. And very gently sweep all the way up and come back to straight. Change the leg position, right? Come into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. I'm going to do some Uddiyana, right? Uddiyana is the breath where you take a really big breath out, right? You sort of empty everything out. And then on empty lungs, you suck up and you vacuum, right? And we're going to do it in a forward fold. So starting point, grab a hold of your ankles, take a slow in-breath. As you exhale, forward fold and blow out of the mouth. Hold here, don't move. Suck your belly up, you're not breathing, right into the undercarriage of your ribs. Tuck your chin, hold, and then release your belly quite dramatically. Take a full inhale. Staying in forward fold, let's do 2 more. Blow out of the mouth. Hold your breath, don't breathe. Suck belly up and under. Pull your collarbones through your arms. Release the belly, take a breath in. Blow out of the mouth fully, last one. Hold your breath, suck your belly up and under into rib cage. Feel the forward fold, pull through your low back. Tucking chin, still holding the breath. Release belly, inhale. And very slowly come all the way up to straight. Take your hands to the outside edge of your thighs and gently press them together. Legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Come and lie down, okay? We'll do abs. Something a little different today. This is, I'm going to start with a brick, and I just want you to watch the screen a moment, okay? The brick you will hold sort of along its length with your hand, and you're going to actually take, I've got it in my right hand here, for example, and I'll diagonally cross it, and I'm going to press it on the front of my left thigh, okay? The upper body stays down for this little ab workout. Take a big breath in, you flatten the back. You pick your foot up, left foot, so the knee stacks over the hip. And when you exhale, all you do is push your hand into the brick, thigh into brick, and you pull down really intently through the low belly area. And we'll do 3 on one side, and then we'll swap out, okay? It looks really like nothing's happening. You feel it internally much more. It's something that Jambo does a lot. Okay, feet on the floor, knees bent. Take the brick in your right hand, hold it on either side of the long side edge. Diagonally reach your arm across you and put the brick on your left thigh, tracking up the thigh. Start to slow your breath down. Take a slow breath into the back ribs. Inhale. Hold your breath, flatten your back. Pick your left foot up off the floor. When you exhale out, push hand into thigh, thigh into hand via the brick. Pull your belly down, particularly the left side of your belly. Inhale, let all the pressure off, keep the knee up. Hold your breath, flatten your back. As you exhale, push hand into thigh, thigh into hand via the block. Pull down through the left low side of your belly. Inhale, all pressure off. Take a big breath in. Hold the breath, flatten back. As you exhale, push hand into thigh, thigh into hand. Pull down through the left low edge of your belly. And release, put the left foot down, swap the brick to the left hand. Relax your right arm. Diagonally place the brick on your right thigh. Inhale. Hold your breath, flatten back. Pick your right foot off the ground. As you exhale, press left hand into right thigh. Pull the right low part of your belly down. Inhale, release all pressure. Hold the breath, flatten back. As you exhale, push thigh into hand, hand into thigh via the block. Pull down right into the low right side of belly. Inhale, all the pressure off. Hold the breath, flatten back. Exhale, hand into thigh, thigh into hand, pull belly down. Peace. I really hope that you felt there's a real concentration there of the transverse abdominals right in the low part of the belly. Let's do elbow to knee and let's see if we can feel those muscles fire up. Knees stack over hips, interlace your hands behind the head, elbows point to ceiling. Take a slow breath in. Hold the breath, flatten low back, curl tail. Exhale to left thigh, right leg reaches 45 degrees away from you. Pull down through the lower parts of your belly, lift your elbows. Inhale, knees stack, shoulders relax. Hold breath, flatten low back, curl tail. Exhale to right thigh, left leg reaches way away. Feel for contracting the low left side of the belly. Inhale back to center, knees stack. Hold your breath, flatten low back, curl tail. Exhale to left thigh, right leg reaches way away from you, like you're pressing into a solid surface with the right foot. Inhale, knees stack. Hold your breath, flatten low back, curl tail. Small moves. As you exhale, reach to right thigh, left leg stretches away. Right armpit reaches up. You're still pulling your belly down. Inhale, one more round, back to center. Hold your breath, flatten back, curl tail. Slow exhale to left thigh, right leg reaches away. Lift your left armpit a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, back to center, relax your mouth. Hold the breath, flatten low back, curl tail. Exhale to right thigh, left leg extends. Reach your right armpit, right side of belly pulls down. And then come down, feet down, head, shoulders down. Take your feet into Baddha Konasana. Put your hands on your low belly and just absorb all of that. So energy can shift when we do abs, and it can sometimes solidify into something really powerful. If nothing else, it kind of livens you up, right? It kind of wakes your body up finally and makes you feel like you've arrived on your mat. Just now, as you pause and you breathe slowly in and out, reintroduce that energetic kind of sensation that you felt was really what you wanted and needed at the beginning of your practice. Whatever the phrase was, whatever the word was, say it to yourself a few times in your head. Repetition is really important, right? To switch and change our habits and our patterns. The opposite way, right? To switch out of them. Take your hands to outside edge of thighs, gently squeeze them together. The brick hopefully is quite nearby. Tuck your feet up to your butt. Let's do bridge pose. Arms to side of body. Take a long breath in, pull your pubic bone to your belly button. As you exhale, lift your hips right up to the ceiling. Take some steady breaths, right? Steady breaths are what you need in bridge. Nothing too kind of flailing around. You need steady inhales and exhales, like you're building that sort of scaffolding around the pose with your breath. Feel your glutes contract. Maybe take your fingers to the underside of your butt to just check they're absolutely doing what they need to be doing. Soften the space between your shoulders, reactivate your feet, maybe picking the big toe or all the toes off the ground to feel your arches engage. Blubber out the lips, always a good one. Grab your brick, place it underneath your sacrum, choose a height that's available for you. And then land down on the brick slowly, gently with the sacral area and just feel there's so much support. I just want you to really acknowledge the support and the lightness that the pose can come to now. You could be here for hours, right? I mean, it's just, you could be supported here, breathing slowly. Walk right foot more centered. Inhale, left knee to chest. Take the left leg all the way to the ceiling. Spread your toes apart. Start to float energetically the left thigh closer to your face, right? Really reaching pretty much from one foot to the other, shearing your inner thighs apart. Let's do half Virasana. Bend your left leg, right? Bring the foot near the left buttock. Reach around with your left hand, grab the top of the toes, top of the foot, and tuck your toes underneath your left butt cheek. Lay them flat on the floor, those toenails, and breathe, right? It's a big hip opener, front of quad stretch. Option to draw the right knee to chest. You can either hug it down or you can extend the right leg, spreading your toes on that right foot again. Hand can stay on the left foot or you can remove the hands. Totally optional. What's the quality of energy that can underlie your breath pattern here? The one that you really need. Say your phrase or your word a few times in your mind's eye, right? Just keep repeating it. Slowly float the right leg down if it was up. Unravel the left foot. 2 feet grounded. Just give your toes a little moment to get over themselves. Walk your left foot more centered. Inhale, right knee to chest. Right leg reaches away. This is an opening hamstring stretch at the back of the right leg. Feel steady through your left foot on the ground. You inhale, your heart space lifts magically in front of your eye line. Bend your right knee. Grab the foot from the side of your body. Tuck your right foot underneath you, toenails down. Slow breath in and out along the right front edge of the thigh. You just sort of get used to the manipulation, and it is a bit of a manipulation after asana. Left knee can draw to the chest. Maybe you pull it down here. Option to extend it. Or the left foot can stay on the ground, right? Whatever you feel like. How can you float your legs apart from each other with your breath, right? Using your breath to get there. Take a big sigh out. It's really worth it. This side might feel a lot tighter. The right hip thigh can get really bundled up. Float the left leg down, unravel your right foot, 2 feet grounded. Wiggle your toes. Lift off the brick, inhale. Move the brick to one side, pause. Take a billowing breath, right through the front ribs. Tuck your tailbone as you exhale without rushing, lower the upper back. Feel as if each of your vertebrae wants to get down individually to the ground and lay itself flatter. And when you get all the way down, come back into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Place your hands on your hip crests, close your eyes. The soles of your feet gently pressing towards each other, toes retracting. Soft breaths between that skin boundary. Close the legs back together. Without rushing, roll onto a side, come up to all fours. Nice, all fours. Hands stacked under shoulders, knees stacked under hips. Okay. Let's do cat-cow tilts, right? We did them seated. These will be a bit more available. When you take an in-breath, dip your belly down. Feel for flaring your collarbones. Bottom pops up behind you. As you exhale, reverse it out. Undulate through the back spine. Inhale, lower the belly down. As you exhale, reach all the way through the curve of your back, pulling upwards. Last one, inhale, lower down. Dip your chest. Exhale, scoop all the way up, all the way up. Come back to neutral. Place your forearms on the ground for dolphin. Grab a handful of mid-bicep, pivot. Let your neck go. And when you take your breath now, feel for reaching between the shoulder blades. Curl your toes, straighten your legs. Walk your feet in a little tighter. Weight bear through the forearms, the whole forearm, and then scoop up through your belly. Look at your feet. Place your right foot more centered. On a slow breath, take your left leg all the way to the ceiling. And then as you exhale out, we'll do oil rigger. Slowly lower the left leg down, scooping the belly up. The left foot hovers. 2 more like this. Inhale, really slow. Don't rush it. Take the breath all the way to the toes. As you exhale, scoop the belly. Feel control just where you need it. Last one. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Contract the core, contract the left buttock. Place the left foot down. Inhale to your tailbone. Breathe out. Let's do the other side. Slow in-breath. Right leg rises up. Reach out of your armpits. Exhale, scoop the belly all the way down. Control the energy. Inhale. Right leg rises. Press out of your forearms. Exhale, scoop belly. Leg lowers. Last round, no rushing. Inhale. Even though you're tired and you want to get out of it, slow it down. Amazing. Bring your knees to the ground. Separate your knees. Come into child's pose. Sink your butt all the way to your heels. Reach your arms forwards on the ground. And then lay your chest close to the mat, forehead on the mat. Feel for the sigh out that allows your sacrum, your low back, to spread itself a little wider. Feel for your chest, your heart space dipping to the ground when you breathe out. You want to soften the space between your heart, back center, the back of your heart. And then very slowly start to rise up and step into down dog. Hands splayed and active on the mat. Feel for reaching your tail. Pedal out the feet. Take a step forward to the front of your mat. Doesn't matter which leg you use. We're going to come into horse stance, okay? So turn to face the long edge of your mat, whichever one is feels more available, and sit down on your wide, extra wide horse. Okay. Let's do this, okay? We're going to do Uddiyana with back traction. So you're going to press the heels of your hands down on the top of your thighs and sort of lengthen your waist. You want to feel like you're sort of lifting your shoulders up and your waist is getting a little longer. Take a really big breath in. Blow out of the mouth fully. Hold the breath, don't breathe. Suck your belly up and under. Tuck your tail, tuck your chin, and hold. You're not breathing. Release the belly, inhale. Blow out of the mouth fully. Hold your breath, don't breathe. Suck belly up and under. Release the belly, inhale. Last one, blow out of the mouth, fully empty the lungs. Hold your breath, scoop your belly up. Press your hands into your thighs, tuck your tail, tuck your chin. Release belly, inhale. Very nice. Straighten the legs. Heel toe your feet back together. Brilliant. Come and stand at the front of your mats. Okay, so let's get ready for this kind of, going to do a whole range of things, right? So I'd like you to have a brick near the front of the mat, maybe a strap. Let's get all the props, maybe 2 bricks. Whatever works. Okay, my loves. Just adjust my camera. We'll start with plain vanilla suns, okay? But they're going to sort of develop into sun bees, and we'll add little bits in between. Hands at heart space. Start to breathe really slowly. Feel the luxurious nature of your breaths. Take an in-breath, sweep the arms to the ceiling. As you exhale, forward fold, soften your mouth. Left foot lunges back, knee down. Inhale, telescope the ribs. Exhale, plank, hands down, step it out. Take a slow breath to your belly. Feel it lift to the ceiling. Knees lower as you exhale, chest lowers, modified chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra, reach your front ribs through, squeezing gently your glutes. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forwards, low lunge. Breathe up to your fingertips, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Feel the press through your feet as you inhale, rise up, gather your breath. Exhale, hands at heart space, shoulders relax. Let's go again, right side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, let the back of the neck soften. Right leg back, lunge. Inhale, feel for a little squeeze of your right glute. Plank, step it out. Slow breath, no dip in the low back. As you exhale, knees lower. Chest lowers, graze biceps to ribs. Inhale, low cobra. Your feet are firmly on the ground. Exhale, down dog. Right foot lunge, steps forward. Slow breath, right? Really feel for lifting out of the waistline. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, there's a beautiful sweeping of the breath right into your heart space. Exhale, hands at heart center. Let's go again, left side. Variations are starting. Inhale. Fold forward, soften the jaw. Left leg back, low lunge. Take a breath here, telescope the ribs and pause in your low lunge position. Find a little range of motion, right? Wherever feels good, whatever feels appropriate for your left hip. Put your right hand on the side of your hip. Take a long breath through the left side ribs and a mini side bend. So just lean over to the right, as if you're just kind of tipping yourself across your body. Feel for a steady breath and firm connection into both feet. You're just reaching out of your edges. And then slowly come back to center. Hands frame the right foot. Plank, step back. Take an in-breath to the belly. As you exhale, knees lower, chest lowers, modified chaturanga. Low cobra, there's a reaching inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, down dog. Left foot lunges forward, right knee down. Inhale, feel for arms extending. Pause here, right? Find a range that suits your kind of opening for now in that right hip. Place your left hand on the side of your left hip. In breath, lift out of the right side of body and just lean over to the left. So this sort of mini side bend, we're just creating a little extension through the right side rib cage. Steady your breathing. What's the energy which you would like to weave through this variations of suns? Come back to center. Hands frame the left foot, forward fold. 2 feet join. Root to rise, come up, gather your breath. Exhale, hands at heart space. Sun B, come into chair pose. Inhale, extend the arms up. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Take a long breath, halfway lift, hands on the shins, extend the crown of head. Step or hop to plank. Take a really slow breath in here. Knit your low belly to the back spine. When you exhale, lower your knees. Let's do modified chaturanga. Tuck elbows in, slowly lower through. Inhale, low cobra. Feel for lifting your front ribs. Gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward to front of mat. Warrior one. Front foot straight, back foot at 45 degrees. Come up on an in-breath. And then we're going to just pause here, right? So we're going to adjust the right hip forwards, deepen the left knee bend, and open the front of the ribs. Put your hands on your hips. Draw your elbows behind you for a back traction. Like you're pressing your thumbs down on the top of the sacrum and you're opening your chest. So really feel for the spaces that you're allowing. Can you reach out of your right leg a little more? And then release the arms, float your right hand to the ground for an easy twisting warrior one. Hand lands and you just float the left arm above you. Get a little lower through the hips. Feel for reaching out of both feet. The right foot is still warrior one unless it's tweaking your knee or doing something that doesn't feel comfortable. You can come onto ball of foot. Feel for tipping your chest around the corner. Left shoulder slides into the kind of middle of your back. Come out of the pose, hands down, step back into plank. Take a slow breath into your belly. As you exhale, knees lower, chest lowers, modified chaturanga, no rushing. Inhale, low cobra 3 times. You reach your front ribs up on a vast breath. As you exhale, lengthen your belly, dragging heels of hands back towards your hip line. Go again, feel for the inhale. Squeeze gently the buttocks, reach out of your leg lines. Exhale, more length, pubic bone separating from belly button. Last one, inhale. Feel for lifting your collarbones. Exhale slowly through, all the way down. Down dog, exhale out. Right foot steps forward, warrior 1. Front foot straight, back foot turned out. Rise up, inhale. Pause a moment, right? Little adjustment, left hip forwards. Place your hands on your sacrum for back traction. Thumbs pressing down, elbows open, chest really lifted. Catch yourself doing breathing which is not supportive, right? And change it up. Do what you need to do to switch the habits that you have in poses. Maybe a soft lion's breath, always useful. Release the arms, float your left hand to inside edge of right foot. Easy twisting warrior 1. Float your right arm above you and roll your chest open. Pressing through your left armpit, reach your right arm above you, let your neck go. Imagine you're standing behind yourself and you could place both your shoulder blades a little more towards the middle of the back rather than hunching up. The twist is awkward. You breathe anyway, right? You don't stop breathing, you breathe more. You find the spaces that are in between the spaces. Come out of the pose, hands down, plank, step back. Take a breath into your belly, lift and knit your core to ceiling. Exhale, knees lower, chest lowers, modified chaturanga, all the way down. Inhale, low cobra, feel a reaching length. Exhale, all the way back down, down dog. Let's take 3 breaths in down dog, okay? We're just settling down, right? We're a little warmer now. Spread the palms wide on the mat. Look at your hands, active hands. Let the neck fully disengage itself. Shake it side to side. Maybe even tip your hips side to side, right? It's quite nice to sort of nudge your edge of hip side to side. It sort of gives a nice stretch through the side body. And then micro bend your elbows and feel like you're about to think about turbo dog, but you don't actually do it. Right? It's just a different connection into armpits. Look between your hands, step or hop to front of mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long flat back. Exhale, forward fold, hang your head down. Chair pose, sink the butt low, extend the arms up. Pause a moment, right? Wrap your shoulders, feel for a connection to your tailbone. On your next inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs even. Exhale out. Sun A, back to that. Inhale, sweep the arms up. When you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Right foot back, low lunge, bring the knee to the ground. Take an in-breath, telescope the ribs, lift out of yourself. And then pause here, right? Because we're moving into lunge heel to butt. So I'd like you to walk the left foot a little further forwards. And again, sink into a range that's available. Left hand tractions the thigh, right hand comes behind you, grabs the top of the right foot. Gently pull it towards the butt, maybe sliding your left elbow onto the front thigh. and look straight ahead. Get wobbly, take your left foot a little wider. As you pull the right heel to the butt, you need to channel your slow breaths down the front edge of your right thigh because it needs you. And the energy you're pressing into that breath is whatever you knew at the beginning of the practice was going to be supportive for you. So for me, it was kindness, right? To just approach things with kindness. Doesn't mean you don't do things. It means you do things in a different way. Release the back right foot. Put your hands down. Step into plank. Take a breath to the belly. Knit the core. Exhale, knees lower. Modified chaturanga, chest lowers. No rushing. This low cobra is powerful. When you inhale, you feel like your back muscles are part of the pose. Exhale, lengthen the belly on the way down. Down dog. Right foot steps forward, low lunge. Knee down. Inhale, telescope the ribs. Find a little range, right? Step the right foot forward, sink towards your left hip flexor. Heel to butt, grab a handful of right thigh, traction it, take the left hand behind you. Top of foot pulls to butt. Slide maybe right elbow onto right thigh, look straight ahead. Chest is really open and wide. Feel for getting a little more committed. This is hard, right? We want to be more upright, then we don't have to feel it. The feels are all in the front of the left hip and the thigh, and it's like just go to the edge of it or near it so that you're like, okay, I get it, it's intense. Quite nice to do a lion's breath and let it come out somewhere. Release the left foot, put your hands on the mat. Step to forward fold, 2 feet join. Rise up slowly, inhale all the way. Exhale, hands at heart space. Chair pose, inhale, sink the bottom down. Arms reach. As you exhale, forward fold, hang it all out. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach out the crown of your head, lengthen your spine. Step or hop to plank, hands down. Let's take 3 breaths in plank, right? So we can't rush it. We've got to knit belly to ceiling and press into armpits. And then look at your feet and just really push through your leg lines more. Feel for wrapping your armpits, right? Come around the edge of yourself. On your next exhale out, lower your knees. And you're so grateful for the support that when you breathe out, this just feels breezy, right? Modified chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra, toenails on the ground, long front belly. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot forwards, warrior 1 again. Front foot straight, back foot turned out. Come all the way up. Right hip squared to the front of mat. Take an interlace of your fingers behind you and open your chest, right? Really feel for the space between the collarbones. Warrior 1, hands clasped, long inhales and exhales. Let's humble this warrior. Take a long breath through the belly. As you exhale, start to fold forwards and just graze maybe inside edge of left thigh as you hang down. Neck is long, arms rinse skywards, shoulder heads lift away from the ground. You take your next breath in, rather than crumpling your belly, reach your ribs forwards on your in-breath. As you exhale, fold a little deeper. Take a breath and move it with the energy that you want to introduce into the weaving of your breath through your practice. What was the word? What was the mantra? Say it again.
Release your arms. Bring the back right knee down for lounge lunge, okay? The right leg is way behind you and you're in a low runner's lunge. Right hand goes off the top diagonal corner of the mat and this slightly awkward twist and dip of the right hip. Right shoulder shrugs to ear, hug gently the left leg, calf, shin. And then feel for reaching out of the right thigh and toenails as you dip your right ribs towards the ground. There's a big stretch through the waistline here, from waist to armpit on the right side. Soften your chin to your chest. Relax your breathing. Come out of the pose slowly, hands on the ground. Step back into plank. Breathe to your belly, scoop it up. Exhale, knees lower, chest lowers slowly all the way through. Inhale, low cobra, long reaching extension. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, warrior one, steps forward. Left foot slightly turned out. Inhale, rise up. Settle into the depth of your right knee bend. Draw your left hip forwards. Take an interlace of hands behind you. Do the weird one, the one that's a little different, and open your shoulders. Steady yourself by feeling the left foot kind of stick itself to the ground. Humble it out. Inhale, long front body. Exhale, slow forward fold where you gradually get towards the inside edge of your right thigh. When the head hangs, you lift the arms. In space, watch that you're not drawing your right hip forwards. Draw it back, draw the left hip forwards. Just to feel the, otherwise we rotate a little bit through the butt. Makes it a little harder. You have to breathe with that same attention to energy. Shake out the cobwebs. Relax your arms down. Bring the back left knee down. Walk the left leg way behind you. Low runner's lunge. Left hand off the top diagonal corner of the mat as you twist and dip your left hip. Hug your right thigh and knee. Lounge lunge. Left shoulder shrugs to ear. Feel very connected to the left leg as it reaches away from you. And also press through the right foot. Then really concentrate on softening the space between your left hip and your left armpit. It might be the last thing on your list, but have a little thought to it. Chin to chest. Nothing to see here, right? Except your slow breathing and this pose. Can you accommodate the awkwardness of the pose with your breath pattern? Definitely don't stop breathing. What are you willing to let go of? I often ask myself that when I'm practicing. What is holding me back? What am I avoiding? What do I not want to do, go to? All that stuff, right? It comes up. Come out of the pose slowly. Step into down dog. Down dog's a little kind of blissful pause, right? As you pedal out the feet, feel for wrapping the arms and lifting your sit bones higher. Shake out the head. Let's do that little flow when we come onto tiptoes. On an in-breath, come onto both your tiptoes, sticking your butt higher. As you exhale, lower both heels as close to the ground as they'll go, stretching the calf muscle. Inhale, come onto tiptoes, bottom reaches. Arms stay steady, right? You don't plunge forwards. Exhale, slowly lower the heels. If you watch your feet doing this, it's quite fascinating because there's so much kind of intricate control, those little bones and tendons and muscles working in tandem. They're pretty cool feet. A bit weird. Look to your hands, step or hop to front of mat. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Take a halfway lift right through the front of the belly. And then slowly come into chair. Sink your butt down, arms extend. Slowly straightening up, exhale out. We're just going to end by doing 2 sun A's, right? We're just going to flow it out right to the end. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hang down. Left leg steps back, low lunge. Slow in breath right to your fingertips. Plank, exhale out. Take a breath to the belly as you exhale, knees lower, chest lowers, modified chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra, reach through the front ribs. Exhale, down dog. Left leg forwards, low lunge. Feel for space, right, that might not have been there before as you telescope your ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, slowly come up, feel feet grounded. Exhale, hands at heart space. Right side, in breath, sun A. Forward fold, soften the mouth. Right foot back, lunge. Feel a total connection to your right buttock as you reach your arms. Hands down, plank, exhale out. Press through your hands into your armpits, knees lower as you exhale, chest lowers slowly through. Inhale, low cobra, long front body. Exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward, low lunge. Slow breath, here it is, wrapping the armpits, squeezing the left buttock. Exhale, forward fold. Let the jaw relax. Rise up on a steady float, right? Here's your breath, moving with the body. Exhale, hands at heart space. We're just going to stand here, right, for a moment in Tadasana, taking it all in, thumbs pressed to your heart space. Close your eyes momentarily, right? Just feel your grounded feet, shoulder blades down, crown of head reaching. Your heart is moving a little quicker than it was before. It's the quality of breath to weave into this standing pose. And then slowly open your eyes. Hands come to the side of you and come straight down to the floor, okay? Because that was good. We just moved all the time, non-stop. Let's just do a, I'd love you to grab a strap, actually. Hopefully you've got that nearby. Let's just do a straight leg stretch. Extend your right leg down the mat. Take the strap around the ball of your left foot and straighten the left leg. 2 hands on the strap. Start to draw the left thigh towards your face. So we're back into the hamstring stretch. But I'd also like you to reach energetically out of the right leg and press the right heel towards the ground. When you breathe, breathe up and down the leg lines. Your upper shoulder area soften. Take your left hand to the side of your body. Hold both straps with your right hand. Take an in-breath. As you exhale, take your whole left leg across you for a straight leg twist and an IT band stretch, right? So you roll onto the right hip and the left leg is straight out to the side of you. Feel that little tight area on the outside edge of the left thigh. Runs from pretty much from knee to hip. Can you soften your upper left shoulder blade? Start to bend the left knee and then help it come back to center, rolling onto your back again. Release the strap from the foot, straighten the left leg. Take the right foot with a strap around the ball of the foot, straight up to the ceiling. Draw your right thigh closer to your face, but really feel for reaching out of your left heel. So it's almost like, again, that energetic reach between both feet apart from each other. Hold the straps in your left hand. Take the right arm to the side of the body. Inhale. So you exhale, roll onto your left hip. Take the right leg with you. It stays straight. And you reach it away from you in a straight leg twist. Feel for breath running up and down the right outside edge of thigh. Your right shoulder softening. Like with your breath, you do that. You make that happen. You change that energetic field. And then soften the right knee and draw it back across you. Unhook the strap. Shavasana. Let's do it, right? Lying down, get really comfortable. Tuck your tail beneath you. Shuffle shoulder blades down. Layers, blankets, eye pillows. Start to feel for some additional softness around the back of the neck, the skull, and the jawline, right? All these habitual places that we hold tension and we're not even conscious of it. We need to become conscious in order to effect change. That's actually what the practice is about, right? Like, how can you be aware enough to even notice what you do? It's only when you've got to that point of awareness that you can even think about switching things around or changing things. You have to notice first. What are the things we do in the quieter moments when we're not present? And come into your resting pose, your deep shavasana. Couple of minutes of just lying and breathing, nothing else going on. Start to slowly deepen your breathing. Feel for gently moving your hands and your feet and just bringing some connection into those parts of your body. On your next inhale, reach your arms way above your head, right? So, and then stretch through
From toes to fingers, reaching space into front of body. Hug your knees towards your chest and then press them down into the tummy. Maybe a little roll side to side. And then very slowly extend your left arm up above you and roll onto your left side and just pause. So just take a few moments here to be very aware of the quality of your breath. Now we're back in that sort of conscious awareness zone. What does it feel like when you inhale and feel the left side ribs gently press to the ground? And then when you exhale, relax your mouth and your jaw. Habits allow us to not think about what we're doing. They give us the illusion of ease. When we're under the illusion of ease, we're not thinking about what we're doing. We breathe in the same old way. We move in the same old way. I mean, we think in the same old way, and we really check out, right? But when we check out of what's present, we also check out of some of the good stuff, you know, the really, really good stuff. Right? We're missing out on it by not being there for it. And we forget that, you know, real happiness is what's available right now. It's not something that happens in the future or the past. So just check in with yourself and your habits and your patterns every now and then. Be more aware. Be more aware so you can make subtle changes. Very gently press up to seated. Find a comfortable seat. Place your hands in prayer at center of chest. Take a long breath in. Feel it telescope right through your rib cage. Big sigh out. That which is sacred in me honors and salutes that which is sacred in each of you. Namaste. Thank you, my lovelies. Well done, everyone.